Okay, this is the second video on Battle for Normandy. I've cunningly arranged it so the Khotan Peninsula map can be joined up with the main maps. It's going to be a lot easier to play like that. First thing we need to do is get some rules looked into, because there's some tutorials on this game. So we'll start with the units in the game and what they look like. Okay, so we look at the one in the top left there. What we have is its unit identity is 12KR/, and that number that comes after is the divisional thing, so that's part of the 8th division. Now the black circle with the 3 in it is the number of stacking points that this unit has. Then in the centre you've got your NATO symbol for mechanised infantry, so everything except for armour and recon and self-propelled artillery etc. have NATO symbols. The rest will have silhouettes. The little sort of 2 bars sticking out of the top of the NATO symbol is yet again NATO designation for a battalion. Okay, if we look to the right, you've got 3 dots. 3 dots there is the number of steps this unit has. So if a unit's like reduced, you see one over here somewhere. There should be one that's reduced here somewhere. There, this one. What it does, you flip it onto its reverse side, so obviously it has less powerful factors on it, and it also got a white stripe across it, so you can clearly identify any reduced ones. Once they go take another step lost, they basically become a remnant, which is one of these units like here. These effectively a company. So that's a company of infantry that's had its main formation wrecked. If we look at the sorry, we're going all over the place today. Sorry, this is making people seasick. If we look at the number immediately to the right of the NATO symbol, that is a turn of entry. So if it's just a 6, that means it's June the 6th. Anything in July or August would have like a J in front of it or an A in front of it. The next lot of stuff along the bottom is your 5. There is your attack strength on the left, and then your defensive strength in the middle, and then your movement allowance on the right. If a unit allowance is in yellow, it's a mechanised unit. Okay, we have a look at another unit to the side here. This recon unit here is identifiable because its movement allowance is in blue. There are other unit types that have colour coding. For example, here, anti-aircraft units will have their attack factor in blue. If we look at an artillery unit like this, it has a range of 8, that red number in the box in the corner. And it also has its attack factor in parentheses to show that it's artillery. There are quite a lot of other symbols you'll see on counters. If you look at this Royal Engineer one up here, it's got an engineering unit. You'll see various airborne units, rangers, etc. There's some anti-tank guns there with the V pointing downwards, whereas anti-aircraft have the V pointing upwards. But these are really just for, I don't know, historical purposes. They don't really have an effect on the game as such. Well, I might be wrong about that. We'll have to look into that. But they're certainly there. The quality of the unit should be reflected in its attack and defence factors rather than what type it is. Okay, there we are, a nice little introduction to units. Oh no, there's a couple of other things I might as well show you. The strong points. There's a strong point which is on its concealed side, so we don't know exactly how strong that strong point is, whereas there's one up here which is revealed, which has got a strength of 3. So they go from 4, 3, 2, 1 basically. Other units that are worth mentioning are HQs. I'm just going to see if I can find a clearly visible HQ. Yeah, if you look at the 21st Panzer, you see its HQ unit. It has a solid blue band, well, a solid band of colour across the top with its designation. It's also got its divisional badge there to show that it is a HQ unit. 716's there next to it. We also have fixed gun batteries. These are coastal gun batteries, etc., which have an attack strength, and they also got a range there, which is quite a significant range, some of these, so you really do want to knock these out. You don't want them picking off the beachheads as troops are coming in. Another type of unit you might see is a corps. Now corps always have a Latin designation, and they have a white band at the top. So that's your top level of command here. We don't have army commands as such. Yeah, I'd say that pretty much covers everything in terms of the various units that you'll see on the board.